Hey everybody, welcome on in, welcome on in. I'll be getting things started in just a minute here. It's good to see you, and thanks for joining us. Happy November and happy National Epilepsy Awareness Month. Be right on to chat soon. Hey, hello everybody. How we doing? How we doing? Whew, it's always a bit of a rush to get into stream, but hey, I'm glad to be here. It's good to see y'all. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you've had a good week so far. Happy Thursday, heading into that Friday stretch. Hope that's a good thing for all of you guys. It's a good thing for me. I enjoy it. Man, so it's been a busy week. It's been good. So last weekend, after I last saw y'all, we had kind of an amazing experience. We went to We went to a place called Camp Boggy Creek, and it's a place here in Florida. And it's a regular camp, but it's also several weekends of the year in the fall and the spring they do camps for families with special medical needs. So we were there as guests for their epilepsy weekend. So it was amazing. We got to chat with other families who have members who have epilepsy. The camp was amazing. The staff was kind. I can't speak enough kind words about it. It was kind of an incredible experience. Yeah, it was amazing. So thanks to everyone there at Camp Boggy Creek. It was just so heartwarming, and the chance to get to be there and meet other families who understand some of the challenges that we have. It's kind of amazing. Speaking of, it's kind of perfect timing. It segues right into. You may notice we're a bit more purple tonight, and that is because November is National Epilepsy Awareness Month. So it's a good time to just share a little bit, raise awareness of it. About 1 in 24 people, I believe, is the statistic, have some form of epilepsy in the United States. And epilepsy, if you don't know, it's you probably are aware that it has to do with seizures, and it really just is a blanket term for a person who tends to have seizures, and they can have a lot of different presentations. So I would recommend you check out if you're interested, or even if you're not, it might be good to check out. I'm putting a link here in chat. Hey Janos, how's it going? I'm just talking about National Epilepsy Awareness Month. So that's the Epilepsy Foundation website that I just dropped in chat. It's it's going. Epilepsy Foundation is probably one of the better sources out there for information. Just the website is www.epilepsy.com, and it's got a lot of resources to learn how you can identify seizures in people and learn, what to do. So full disclosure, my son has epilepsy. So he's suffered, probably ballpark 100 seizures over the last several years, some of which have taken us to the emergency room. We've spent some time in long-term MRIs or EEGs. We've done a few MRIs as well. We've seen a few doctors' offices. So it's a cause that's really near and dear to my heart. So I'm just doing my part to share a little bit about it here. And since I'd never seen a seizure until my son had one, the first one, it's good to just spread awareness. And I'm sure a lot of other people have the same experience where they may not have seen it. So it's good to know. But anyway, Janice, to get back to your question, I'm good. It's been a good week. It's good to see you. So are you doing? Was it expense reports last time? Are you working crazy late again? Don't mind me just rocking back and forth. It's good times. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share a bit. Brain not braining. No, I was asking, are you working late again? Was it like expense reports you were doing last week or something like that? But just, are you working late? Happy to keep you company if you are, or if you aren't. Either way, really. Also, I am familiar with the experience of brain not braining invoices. Nah, just a rough last few days. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's hopefully it's moving forward. Hopefully things will turn around and better few days here. Sorry, at least I'm glad you're here to hang out. Just relax. I hope you have fun here. Yeah, really hoping so. Well, I'm hoping for you as well. So yeah, it's been a good week here. I was were you on when I was talking about we did the camp thing? That was pretty cool. Yeah, I got to shoot a bow and arrow, and that was exciting. And so did my daughter. Son was not interested in bow and arrow, but he did ride a horse, and that was cool. First time since like Cub Scout camp, so pretty much, yeah. First time in 20 plus years. It's harder than it looks, but it's fun. You own a recurve bow? Oh, that's so cool. Man, you have the coolest facts that you share. So do you get out to shoot much, like at a range? Is it a range? Archery range? You're a hobbyist. That's good. You keep busy. You have varied and cool interests. Certified cool person. But yeah, I always kind of wanted to do archery, just haven't found the time. It was sort of fun watching. They had like these targets set up. One of them was like a Goomba from Mario, obviously. And yeah, my daughter, after a few tries, got it and like literally bullseye through both the eyes. And so I'm sitting there like just shooting clear over its head, like whoops. But I got there eventually. She lent me one last arrow, and we were able to get one more arrow in the Goomba, which would be a very different Mario game if you think about it. Oh, so when you can, yeah, you are super busy. Seems like you are really working a lot. To shoot out rather than indoor, so it slows down a bit during the winter. That makes sense. Did you guys get snow recently? I know there was at least a few inches up by Denver recently, I thought. Hashtag weather person. Oh, there are a lot of accidents? Oh man. Yeah, is it like, I know in Wisconsin often the first snow of the season was problematic, especially. You were watching them as they happened, like in front of you on the road, or like out your window, or hopefully not in the middle of them. In front of you. Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. That's wow. Are you okay? Are you good? Because I know my dad used to travel a lot for his job when I was in like high school, and he was talking about like some of the early snows, seeing cars just do like a full pirouette on the ice in front of him and like going past as it's happening. It's kind of crazy. Mentally no, but yeah, you're fine. Oh no. Well, I'm glad at least physically you're fine. Traumatic watching the accident, or is it more just like stress? Also, I'm so glad we don't have the 1.5-minute lag that we did that one time when I was streaming from the random hotel in like Savannah, Georgia. Both, but mostly stress. Oh, stress is all like, yeah, it was awful. It was kind of crazy. Like, not that I would ever want to do it that way again, but it was a little bit like receiving messages from the past in real time, which is kind of fascinating. Yeah, stress is awful. Like, I hope you have a good support network or good outlets for it, because it's just, especially like it's kind of an epidemic here in America, the way it just piles up on people, and it's, you know, so much is coming to talk. So many studies are out there now showing just how bad it is as it aggregates. Okay, your first time shooting a bow was a couple years back because you always wanted to. Cool. Did you have any arrow inspiration? Like, was there anything that got you super interested in, or just something that you were always aware of? And I know I was aware of it, but I didn't realize like how cool it could be until I saw like the Arrow series, Green Arrow. Clearly it was cool before that, but I just wasn't aware. So do you do any like archery competition? Funny you mention it. Okay. I'm excited for where this is going. since I haven't started art yet, I'm just hanging out in OBS so I can see the actual camera. And I realized my daughter told me before I went to stream, she's like, if you can, just put your eyebrow down. I'm like, no, I can't physically do that. This one, no, this one. Always, it goes up when I smile. I don't know why. I was always intrigued by bows, but it wasn't until watching the Green Arrow series where mentally I had a drive to. Yeah, I mean, that series was so cool. It was so good. It was so good. Like, and like whenever we go to a pool now, I do like the water slapping thing that like they had him do when he was training at first, like slapping the bowl of water. like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Your second time shooting, you are holding it wrong, but second time wasn't going as well for you. Oh, slapped into the wrist guard and was bruised for weeks. Yeah, I believe that. There's a lot of power in that bowstring, it turns out. Yeah, I bet. That would not be fun. That's why. So that's funny. They talked about that at the camp that we were at. They're like, yeah, don't dry fire. And they said like, oh, it also is to protect the bows. But I didn't think about how it could definitely be a source for injury as well. Which is what I always say whenever someone asks to see my bow, because we all know we want to try. Yeah, this is a fact. You have swords too. Yes, you did leave that part out. What kind of swords? Slash, did you do like a martial art to train in them, or just a like memorabilia collecting type of thing? Because full disclosure, I also have swords. Have had. Some of them are at my parents' house, and some maybe one or two are here. But I did some martial arts weapon training when I was younger, but not anything recent. And then never got up to like swords. I got some books on it somewhere up here though. I was gonna teach myself, and I of course never did. Frank, hey, look who's back. We missed you last week. We're just talking about swords and bows. Like bow and arrow bows, not present bows. You were so mad last week? Was it at me? Collecting primarily with the did not want to invest into, or did want to invest into Eido. Yeah, Eido is so cool. It's awesome. I haven't heard a lot of people mention that. It's for those of you who haven't heard of it, Eido is the art of drawing the blade. It's Japanese swordsmanship, drawing it and cutting at the same time. I got super into it from the anime Rurouni Kenshin. I was super duper into that one. You literally blinked your eyes and missed stream. It was a quick one. It was a quick one, Frank, but it was good. It was good. We were brainstorming what I was gonna do for my donation piece for Games Done Quick. You collect quite a variety. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a little harder with kids. My producer is giving me cues off screen because we're all curious how your dog's doing. And also what your dog's name is, because I've completely failed to ask that before. So Janos, is it just a variety of like Japanese style blades, or do you do more like of the Western style as well? Because I think the first one I got, my parents, like for my birthday when I was younger, first got me one like a, you know, more medieval like longsword type. Wait, you missed your puppy, Frank? Is everything okay? You'd be happy to tell. It's okay. You know what? Sometimes we just gotta give the brains time to brain as they're gonna brain, and it's good. I am definitely also in that camp. It's like the SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs gambles SpongeBob away, and they start singing how they miss each other. Did you gamble your dog away? Tears. Cry goose. Cry goose. Well, now I'm really curious what's going on. Did your dog gamble you away after the bank robbing? It's terrible. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. Laughing is bad. No laugh. I feel like I always get this far into this track when it plays when I realize, like, wait, they're just playing an 80s, like, Aha cover on the Video Game Study Lounge channel. Fascinating. Used to never have any interest in Japanese swords, just looked at them and thought they were uninteresting. Definitely had a much larger interest in Western swords. So you were just minding your own business, Frank, and got home from a weekend of work. Do we want me to narrate this? I've gotten in the habit of reading chats now, just because, you know, when I'm in the art screen, it doesn't show on screen. Saw my beautiful puppy and was like, "What's that?" Call me basic, but my lust for a claymore is never ending. Wait. You found your dog brought you a chicken corpse? Gifts. Dinner. Oh. So you went inside, okay. And asked my dad, "Hey, have you seen your chickens lately?" Oh no. I feel like I see where this is going. Yeah, but we're missing two. Well, I found one. Oh no. Frank, I think your dog is committed to a life of crime. However, one day I decided to just at the very least hold one of these finely crafted weapons those weirdos in high school with anime backpacks called a katana. And my gosh, let me just say, holding one felt different. Like, I've got like two completely parallel like threads of conversation going, but they're weaving really well together for an overall theme of I'm not sure. So you said no more murder, and she said I would never hurt anything. So I go inside. I go inside and unpack my bags. Oh no. Oh no. I could feel the power of anime flowing in me, and the power surged through my face. That's so well stated. I love it. Yes. Yes. I also was real. I like the Western swords better as a kid. I blame Thundercats. Then when the sun sets, I feed my best puppy. But it turns out she got her own dinner. She ate the other missing chicken. She just... So they're just like a pile of bones? Like, that's morbid. Also appropriate for Halloween, but... Oh my goodness. It's funny because I have other people wanting to check these out too, and it terrifies me because it's so easy for your inner 3-year-old to wake up and want to play with it. So I don't trust people. I think that's probably wise. Don't generally, you know. It's also like swords, guitars, things that people who haven't held them before, they want to hold them, and then they just kind of go crazy. Quick, get rid of the body before your grandpa finds out. But it was too late. Your dad walks out seeing you bury the... Oh my gosh, Frank. This is horrible, but it's a great comic. So Janos, do you collect... Your swords are like... They're sharp, like combat practice capable swords? She's on thin ice. Make sure it doesn't happen again. Oh no. In a perfect world, it didn't happen again.
Oh dear.
But this isn't a perfect world. They're like, don't touch, just like 99% of your habit. So you've got, yeah, Janice, you've got archery, you've got swords, you've got tarantulas, right? They do all fall under that category. Maybe that's your theme. The next day when I checked on Lily, I couldn't find her. Lily's the dog, right? Pretty much like the whole property where she usually hangs out. Find her in the worst possible spot. Oh no, the chicken coop.
In the coop.
Oh no. Peace was never an option. They're already imperfectly capable of cutting your veggies for that perfect anime flavored veggie stew. Does cutting your things with a katana give you anime flavor? Maybe. I could believe that. I could believe that. Have you seen there's like a YouTube short of Keanu Reeves cutting a loaf of bread with... I'm not doing it justice. It's there. 2 more dead chickens. Oh, Frank. She chose violence. What is anime flavor? That's a good question. What is anime flavor? It's like, I want to say there's some dashi in there, daikon radish. I tell my dad we lost 2 more chickens, and he says we have 2 options. Oh, the story is sad. We beat her so she doesn't do it again, or we rehome her. Figured out why gloves are an important safety tool. What kind of gloves and for what? So I start calling people if they want a perfect puppy. Hmm. Meantime, buy a stake and cord to have her tied up. Oh, so it was with the swords. Maintaining the swords and cleaning them up, and I never used thick gloves. Never not use thick gloves this time. Oh no, she slipped out again off the... So the death toll is up to 5 chickens? I'm just saying it's good that we're not in like Legend of Zelda world where she would have been mobbed by the chickens in revenge. Oh my gosh. Just received my commissioned custom katana, sharp and ready to go. Man, story time tonight's a little bit dark. Gosh. Oh. Reinforce the chicken coop so she can't get it anymore. But that wouldn't stop Lily. Oh my gosh. She waited patiently near the coop. Hidden from sight. Once I clean it as normal, swiping the blade off, and bam, I could feel it. Accidentally slid my hand on the sharp end while wiping. Oh no. And when a rooster is brave enough to stand near the fence, Lily strikes. Oh goodness. And the only thing, grabbing its wing and ripping it off. Oh. Lily, no! Fortunately for the rooster, it wasn't Frank. Oh my gosh. The only thing I heard was, that's not good. Yep. Yep. Wait, you still have your hand slash wing, right? We're not having parallel story threads of losing limbs, right? That's not happening. Had to put the turkey and the other chickens in their bedroom. Look at the flowers, Clucky. Oh my god, Frank! Thankfully, your beautiful hand was still intact, but glove was slit open. It's like, oh, that's why. Oh, dug the 6. 6 chicken graves is a lot of graves to dig in a week, Frank. I'm sorry, that is a rough time. She chose violence. She was not a peace lily. Then the worst happened? Worse than the murder? Your uncle called you begging. You jabbed a knife into your leg one time? I am assuming this was an accident. I promise we'll do art at some point. I'm just so into these conversations. Yes. I mean, I don't see much reason, like, I know there's like if you ever saw The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, which is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies, there's that scene, but I'm guessing that's not you. You want to hear this one? Cool, you're going to. It's all good. So Frank. Hey, I'm trying to open a store, but I still have contracts for both mail routes. Can you work them full time until February? So you reluctantly agreed. But your mom says you can't bring Lily with you. I do not know what a karambit knife is. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. So clearly no. So Lily, she's staying with your dad, who wants her rehomed. Not far off. Okay. That's why okay. But she hasn't yet been rehomed. But he despises her. I mean, that is a lot of murder. Oh no. Give it a quick Google. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go. Okay. Just gonna image search this one. Oh. Basically like a dragon's talon. Is what I'm seeing here. Holy moly. They look very sharp and pointy. And the curve seems, you know, challenging. Double-edged. Okay. Yes, I believe I see where this is going. But go ahead. It's good. And so fun to do tricks with. I mean, I might not be comfortable for myself doing that. And I'm really good at it. Except for the time that I wasn't. Oh, Frank, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm glad at least she's still there at your dad's. And hopefully no more murder in the last 3 days? No more murder? Just sticking to banks? So we were doing a trick with the knife and then into the leg it went? Oh, she murdered one yesterday. This stream now with 75% more bloodshed and murder. But it was his fault. It was the chicken's fault or your dad's fault? Told him she can only be tied up for an hour before she gets into mischief. Okay, so your dad let her be tied up for longer. And she Houdini'd on out of it. So here I am sitting down doing some studying on a good old computer. And fidgety person. Okay, I get that. Somebody getting you fidget toys instead of leaving you to your own devices. And you fidget with knives. But that day I was fidgeting with knives. Specifically my favorite spinny karambit. Karambit. Frank. What? Should take my kids to this awesome family-friendly movie. Okay. Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, right. That's the kids' theme park one, right? It looks very family-friendly. Oh, yeah. My kids are already a little bit skittish, so I'm not sure that's the right match for them. Freddy is so cuddly. Alright, so what I am actually gonna do is get on over into art mode. I will continue. We can continue these conversation threads. However, I figure it's probably a good time for me to, you know, do some kind of art or something. I'll switch my category over. Beep 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 beep. This is the sound the computer makes when it's switching categories. It's very real. Stream info updated successfully. I did it, guys. I did it. Okay. Who wants to do warm up? Let's do warm up. let's warm up. I've got more spooky Pokemon's cards. I was having a blast, just absolutely killing it, studying up and spacing out, having a spicy time with a spicy knife. And now the first mistake was me not keeping enough distance, because no matter what, I'd always distance myself from it when spinning. This time I wasn't. The second was spacing out or not paying attention, because I was... Yeah. Your mom made chicken pot pie. And you hate chicken. I mean, especially given the current situation you find yourself in with Lily, I can see why that would be a little, perhaps triggering. So I've got some ghosty Pokemon's cards. I'm gonna pick one of them. I'm a big fan of the Pokemon booster pack trick-or-treating things that they've been doing. So we got a few of those from trick-or-treating, and they're great. They're great. And I don't know any kids that are allergic to Pokemon cards. I'm not saying you couldn't be allergic to the materials, but I don't know any. All right, we got Phantom. It's a cute one. Let's do Phantom. So I decided while studying, while playing with a knife, to do it sitting down crisscross in a chair. Oh, you just hate peas and carrots, and it's like 90% peas and carrots. Okay. Okay. That's better. I mean, it's a little bit less murder reminiscent. I'm gonna grab my reference photo over here. Boop, 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 boop. More computer sounds. Don't mind me. Boop, 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 boop. Reference. And are you just gonna select the whole thing? You are not. Yay. Get rid of that. Move you up. Sketch layer. And I'm not gonna draw on my reference layer this time. Really? Really, I mean it this time. Bring that down a little bit so it's not too intense. And lo and behold, while spacing out, I brought it too low directly into my leg. I looked at it, you know, at first it didn't seem too bad. I didn't really feel it. I feel like the sharpest cuts that you get, you don't feel them right away. Right? Like, it's just like, and then you have that like split second where you're like, maybe I didn't cut myself. And then it starts and you're like, oh no, I cut myself real bad. Sure, my skin was pale white and my lips were blue, but I didn't see that much blood, so it's okay. Dude, I cut myself on a dish rack one summer while working at Target. It was a collapsible one, and I cut it, and it's a dish rack, so you'd think you couldn't do that much harm, but it did some harm. I lost some blood there. And likewise was pale white and holding on to, you know, trying not to pass out. Usually I'm okay with blood, but yeah. And as I stand up and look down, and my leg is bathing in blood, for the first time I see IRL blood gushing looks like, what IRL blood gushing looks like, and let me tell you, it's a lot grosser than Hollywood makes it look. Oh, so the Hollywood is stylized? Cutified, if you will. And normally at this point, you'd be screaming and wailing or freaking out. Confirmed. But see, I'm either the biggest chat or the world's most dense idiot. Which, I wanna vote for the most favorable one for you, but I don't know which one that is. Let's go, chat. We'll go chat. But I looked down and said, well, that's probably bad. Especially if you would have caught one of the main arteries in your leg. That's super bad times. All right. I'm really gonna start the timer here, and we're gonna sketch. So, all right. Here we go. 5 minutes. Pokemon warm-up sketch. Feel free to draw along if you want to, or don't. How does a ghost tree sleep? How? So maybe like in a tree. Boop. So we're gonna have like a branch here. So these seem like they're just always gonna be pretty well hollow, but maybe I'll make these like a cute little squishy closed eye shape, right? Okay, I can adjust this a little bit. Luckily, things were all sorted out. Sure, I couldn't walk for like forever, and sure it was painful to do anything with that leg, but Janos, that's horrifying. On the bright side, my friends got to enjoy watching me crawl across my room. Wait, you were hanging out with friends at the time that this happened? Oh my goodness. Or did they just see you later and that was how you got around for a little bit with the injured leg? All right. So kind of like that. Bring the tail down like that. His arms are a little bit longer. Maybe? All right, it's got these guys, right? Okay, so I do want to move this over a little bit. Later, you just literally had to crawl. And for a couple of years, I kind of just had the name tag of that one guy who had jabbed a knife into his leg. It is the kind of thing that seems like it would follow you around, you know? Too far, too far. There we go. Yes, this will work. I approve. Except also I don't, because I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And make it a wee bit smaller. Because I want to be able to fit the tail, but also the tree horns and the little wisp on the top. But don't worry, that's nothing compared to my friend's story, who basically cut off half his hand. You had to see that one? Are you okay? Do you need to talk to somebody? It's a lot. No, I want that. I just want to erase this. Okay. So this comes out more low here. Just kind of like boop, 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 boop. Like that. A couple leaves we got going on. Maybe like them kind of... The leaves are sleeping. It's not pretty. Yes, I believe that. No, because whoever I talk to is gonna need to talk to someone too right after. Fair, fair. Let's just call this group therapy right here. We're all chatting. We're all processing our stuff. It's better to band together and share. Right? We get by together. That's how we do it. Little sleepy leaf. Another little sleepy leaf. There we go. Curve this up. I'm gonna give this wisp a little more like that. And maybe I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So do the actual leaves on the tree, perhaps. A little bit. Okay. I'm not sure about the arm position, though. Okay. That's it for 5 minutes. We did it. I'm pretty happy with this. pretty happy with this. If I revisit this one, I might come back and take a look at these arms and see what I can do. I was going for kind of like resting it chest or tummy, but they're very short, so they don't quite even get to tummy. Like, I'm assuming the tummy is, you know what I mean. It's, what else would it do? I'll go ahead and just, I know it's pencils down time. I'm just gonna, that's too much. Just gonna solidify this border to make sure that's clear, that it's not connected. Oh, but now that's not. Maybe that's better? Okay, it doesn't matter because we're done for now. If I come back to it, we'll fix it. Despite how horrific it all sounds, it's less mentally taxing than you'd think. I can believe that. I feel like the more traumatic moments, sometimes it's your adrenaline, your fight or flight kicks in, and you just kind of, your brain doesn't hold on to it in the same way. Gore like that is just kind of like, it sucks for a while, but you end up forgetting about it. Yeah, I think the big things like that, especially involving bodily harm, our brain kind of does work behind the scenes to be like, no, just forget about that. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was with Ashley. She had a C-section, and that's literally the thing. Cut her open. That's a pretty traumatic moment. But at the same time, you don't remember as vividly that part. We talked about it. I'm not trying to speak for her. Besides, your tarantulas do worse things to their food. Fair. Yeah. Okay, so warm-up is done. Good work, all of us. I realized I never posted the comic that I finished. I need to get back. I forget Instagram exists to post things sometimes, or I forget to go and prep things, like splitting it out into panels. I was going to ask my Clip Studio group if there's a good auto action, if you can do that with frames, but I'm not sure there is. Not 100% sure. That would be super cool though, because for Instagram, I like to go panel by panel and the whole picture, so it's a little bit easier for folks to, like if you're viewing on a small screen, it's pretty hard to read like a 9-panel comic. So I'm going to try to get that cleaned up. Maybe this weekend I'll get that posted. We will be, although we will be a little bit busy. We will be doing an epilepsy walk on Saturday. If you want to support organizations that help people with epilepsy, check in your area to see if there's any epilepsy walks you can join. You do not need to have epilepsy to join. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 thumbnails for ideas for games done quick donation pieces based on 7 games that we kind of worked through the list last week and saw what games spoke to us collectively, me and chat. And those were For Us, Rescue Rangers, DuckTales, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Pokemon Diamond Pearl, Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi, and Mario Sunshine. We're a little Mario heavy here. Might be due to the influence of Super Mario Wonder. So I'm trying to figure out which of these, as much as I want to do all of them, I do not have that kind of time as a human. So I need to figure out which one I want to do for my donation piece. So taking a look through, I thought potentially I have 3 more frames. I could do some alternate images to see what might work. So generally, these are all games that are going to be run during the Awesome Games Done Quick marathon coming up in January. So if you enjoy these games, you may want to check that out. Are you familiar with Games Done Quick? Oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh, you're not? Okay, cool. They are an awesome organization. They do speedrunning marathons to raise money for charitable organizations. They do 2 big ones: Summer Games Done Quick in the summer and Awesome Games Done Quick in the winter. They're a week-long, 24/7 marathons that routinely raise $2 to $3 million for their causes, which usually the winter one is for Prevent Cancer Foundation, and summer is for Doctors Without Borders. And then they do additional marathons and events throughout the year. 2 of the bigger other events they do are the Frame Fatales group. They do a summer Flame Fatales and winter Frost Fatales marathons to raise money for Malala Fund. And they're an all women speedrunning group. It's super cool to watch. They are actually what got me into Twitch. 2013, 2014, I want to say, somewhere in that time. I started watching because I found out about the marathon and I watched, and that's what got me into Twitch. And I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't really be aware of it or as familiar with it if it wasn't for them. So this is my way of kind of sharing what I do and enjoy with them. So it's they take donations for prizes, and when people donate, the donations go directly to the organizations. But it goes through it gets logged in their system. And then when you donate certain amounts, you get entered in, to possibly win certain prizes that are donated. Some of them, custom works of art from creatives who love games, and others are just whole games or consoles that have been donated. So they've had a PS5 the last few marathons usually. Also swords, they have replica items. So they've had Master Sword, Megaton Hammer, Hylian Shield, or sometimes they have, I think, where you can choose one from several designs that this group Heroic Replicas does. It's pretty cool. It's fun to watch. It's such a warm, inclusive, welcoming group, and it's just a blast. It is I love Games Done Quick Week. It's such a fun, warm feeling. It's it's a holiday for me, basically. Yeah. Now I've started sharing. I'll find the kid-friendly runs and we'll put it on the TV, and the kids will watch, and then they'll want to donate, and we'll do a family donation, and it's super cool. Yes, they actually, I think they're live right now. Obviously they have a Twitch channel. It's just Games Done Quick, and they run shows every weeknight. A show called Hot Fix. So they have different themes that they run, and yeah. If you're curious, definitely worth checking out. But I am trying to figure out how I'm going to narrow this down, because I am not great at making decisions, as it turns out. Nobody who knows me is probably surprised by this. Now, I did a canvas print excuse me, this summer for my Summer Games Done Quick donation piece. Need to figure out what the standard sizes are. I can look that up another time. I was thinking I'm probably gonna do 16 by 20. That's a pretty standard size for stuff. So Janos, do you have any favorites from these 7? Any of these games? My references here. I did draw on that reference layer. What? Me? Never. It's Pokemon. There's... So yeah, I brought up references for all these just because, you know, I don't know how to draw everything off the top of my head from scratch. You know, I kind of want to take a look at this Rescue Rangers one. I loved the Rescue Rangers game as a kid. It was super duper fun. And obviously, as our family still is a big Disney family, I don't feel like this thumbnail quite catches what I had in mind. Excuse me. My gosh. Actually, tell you what, I'm gonna mute here. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna get some water. I was still talking and I muted myself. So I will be right back after I get a quick sip of water. I'm gonna put you guys on be right back and I'll see you in just a minute. All right, well, hopefully that's better. Hey, I'm back. And also, I need to fix that, we definitely need to add the purple on that, be right back screen. If I'm gonna use it more. That's a tomorrow Jeff problem, I think. I think art is today Jeff's primary need to work on. So, all right. How big are we? This is a 600 DPI. So even at this size, these thumbnails are pretty sizable. Pretty sizable. How do I want to do this? Maybe I'll do this with the page management as I start getting into some more detail though, because I don't want to take this work and get it to Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh man, Chrono Trigger. I love this. The forest theme. Okay. So what I've done here is I've basically just set this up as a book. So my front page is the same brainstorming thumbnails image that I have. And so now I'm going to create new pages for the ones that I want to explore a little bit more. 16 by 20. I'm going to do this at 600 DPI, give myself plenty of resolution to play with. I want it to be this way. I am fine with my blank page being scaled up or down. That's okay. Boop, boop. There we go. All right, and now go back to you. I'll just use the rectangle tool. Boom. Boom. Yep. Cut off a wee bit. There we go. Let me just copy you. Drop you in here. That's so tiny. This is gonna look super jank when I scale it up, but that's okay. That's the point of a sketch. Sketches are often jank. Except the jank. Alright. Maybe there's not much going there, so I'll stretch you like so. Yeah, I didn't quite estimate the aspect perfectly, but that's okay. Go for, so about a third of the way. In case you hadn't heard of the rule of thirds, usually pictures are deemed to look better when you have more things going on at the intersection of lines that cut the image into thirds. That's one of the many different composition styles out there, or methods you can do to kind of frame things out. This is why there's the grids available for your phone camera if you choose to turn them on. Another way they do it often is the Fibonacci sequence, which is basically, think of it as like, you know, the kind of conch shell type swirl. I'm gonna go full obnoxious draw over mode here. Yeah, so if you just, yeah, what, oh, there we go. So you imagine kind of this big, like, woo, like that. The eye really likes to follow those things. And there's, you know, it's based on the golden ratio, and there's technically like boxes and divisions and all that, and you're getting down to there. But that's kind of the idea of it. So if you can do, this is another composition method that you can use to kind of give things a visually satisfying sort of feel to them. Granted, this is not a perfect Fibonacci spiral. I did not measure literally anything, but I'm pretty okay with it. Maybe I'll tweak this by moving this one up a little bit. That'll get it a little bit more there and a little more towards the head at this upper third, and we can get this kind of line of motion going through here. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, this kind of line of motion going up like that, because that's a little bit more dynamic. So I'm gonna do that. I'm still learning, but it's nice when I see things and I'm like, oh wait, that's a composition thing I can do. Look what I can do. So fancy. Actually, maybe I'll just stick with the same color I started with. Beep. Pencils 1, because I may do more than one pass of pencils on this one. Bring you down. Okay, what do Chip and Dale look like? Because, you know, you kind of know, but then you don't perfectly know. You know. Let's see, let's see. All right, you'll be a good reference. You are teeny. And then nope. Grab the game box art as well as a reference, although the goal is never to copy your references. You know the thing I said about the other one being tiny? This one is even tinier. Oh my goodness. Yes, the rotational center should probably be inside the picture, eh? Yeah. Oh man, I was so excited when I got this game for Christmas. It might have been the first NES game I actually beat. So that was super fun. Definitely a little bit of a friendship ender though, due to the friendly fire. The friendly fire things that could happen in this game, let me tell you. Teeny tiny. Wee. Nope, that's the center rotation. I need to zoom in more. Goodness. What is this, like at NES resolution? And yeah. Alright. Just to give a little bit of a feel. A little bit of a feel, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. Set up my references folder. Again, I can't do everything. I totally lost track of what I was typing while I was speaking. I swear such thing has never happened before. I can't do every game. I really would love to, because I had fun sketching out these thumbnails, and you know, they all were games that spoke to me. They're either being familiar with the series or the title itself, but I'll probably do pencils for maybe one or two if I'm having trouble deciding. And then I'm just gonna at some point have to choose, because I think the submission deadline is gonna be by the end of probably by the end of December would be my guess. I don't think they've posted it officially yet. I'm gonna move you over just a tab, because I'm gonna draw Chip first. So, alright. Alright, and I'm using a bigger canvas, higher resolution, so even the same 40-point brush that used to be gigantic is not going to any longer be gigantic. Okay. Something like that. There you go. He's gonna have his little chipmunk nose. Something like that. This is definitely gonna be my rougher pencils layer, and I will probably come back and do if I choose this one, I will probably come back and do a much tighter set of pencils before I go on to inks, but just trying to get a feel for it. You got this. Yeah. Let's see. Those eyes are super janky. Let's fix that, huh? Better? A little better. Might have gotten too aggressive there. Get the edge of this hat. Get the edge of the hat right. There you go. Okay, that's all right. Just got the kind of indent there. Did okay with the outline of the hat, I think, if you ask me. He's got like a little slot in the hat where his ear comes through. That's gonna need to move because I feel like his head should be about there. So, you know, we should probably connect his ear to his head. That's usually the way things go. That's an art pro tip for you. No disconnected ears, if you can avoid it, or unless you have, you know, a good reason for doing so. And maybe you do. Maybe you're drawing Van Gogh. Who knows? Okay. Top of the head needs to be a little taller. That's coming up. I'm gonna rotate you. No, not you. Not all of you. Alright. This part. This part needs to rotate. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because the back end of the hat comes right about at the ear, so that's a pretty good location. That's okay. That'll, you know, it's not perfect, but we'll come back to that. Let's see what else we got. It's not a super clear neck coming in. It's the head is a pretty clear boundary. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm feeling this one, but I'm gonna give it a little longer. Gonna give it a little longer on the pencils and see what we can come up with. And if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And I drew the reference layer again. Because of course I did. Did I draw anything on the pencils layer? I did not. I did not at all. So I'm just gonna delete. I'm gonna delete the pencils layer. And now my copy and paste. Man, I don't know. Do I need to review my like YouTube videos and be like, was there ever a stream where I didn't draw on the wrong layer? Is this tradition now? It might be. Okay. Okay. So he's got like the furry collar on the jacket, as we all do. Nope. I want to go the other way. Something like that. I will draw it more better if we're coming in to do a second set of lines. Let's do kind of a jacket arm there. Here's kind of the edge of the jacket. How many? He's got what? 3 fingers and a thumb? 3 fingers and a thumb. something like that. I don't know if that's not right. That does not look as though he's reaching out to his friend slash brother. Friend. They're not brothers. They're friends. Get your Disney lore right, Jeff. Come on. Chip and Dale or not. I do not believe related. By the way, anybody seen the new, semi-new Rescue Rangers movie? Small Fish Girl. Yeah. So the more, I think it's like the reached out palm up hand. Which looks just like that. Clearly perfect, photorealistic. Bam. Nailed it. Hey, Frank, you're still here. You're muted because your sister walked in. Gotcha. Fair. I do be saying all sorts of crazy stuff. You don't wanna think them to think you're getting into anything nuts. Hey, I'm glad you guys are still here. I wasn't sure if I lost you, but I'm glad I didn't. You can look at this hand that doesn't look quite right for some reason. Also, it's too large. It's too large. Frank says he's... Maybe I didn't want you to hear it, Frank. Maybe it wasn't for you. Just kidding. That was definitely for you. I totally didn't make a connection. I was like, does he mean he's muted? But I can't hear you on my stream. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You're lucky my sister stepped out. I mean, I've muted myself and just kept talking for like a minute to 5 minutes. So am I taking my kids? I'm taking my kids to Peacock, yes. To watch Five Nights at Freddy's. No, we're not gonna do that. Actually, also, like, I know some kids are super into the games. Those kids these days. I never played it. I personally don't have a real connection to the horror genre. Like, I'll watch some of it if it's like on a Games Done Quick stream or something. Like, I know Resident Evil streams can be pretty fascinating to watch. There's a good lore there, but it's not what I invest my time really playing, or used to be the cool dad. I'm always the cool dad. What are you talking about? It's the Goosebumps of their generation. I believe that. Kids on the playground have definitely like been playing like Five Nights at Freddy's with them. Which often involves just saying ducky, 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 and then screaming in their faces. It's not a great game for the playground, I would say, if you ask me. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. Okay. So he's got like the little fluffer right there. Yeah. I do like it better with the open mouth. It's a little better. This is coming along okay. I'm still not 100% convinced I want to do this one, but I like it better at this moment. So that's something. So that's something at least, you know? That's not right. That doesn't look great. That doesn't look great. It was actually cool. So, Again, I completely missed it because horror and scary stuff isn't really my genre of literally anything. But R.L. Stine did speak at the Orlando Public Library Book Fest, which I thought was pretty cool. Although in my mind, like, I just imagined that he would like rise up from behind the podium and be like, "Boogity boogity, I'm R.L. Stine," which is ridiculous, but it made me smile. We're almost done with the first Five Nights at Freddy's book. So they've now launched a book series. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It seems like there's lore there, right? They have something they can work with. It's spoopy. Yes. I did get that vibe from it. Call me crazy. All right. That is not how that leg should look. All right. Time to load up the Clip Studio Paint 3D anthropomorphic chipmunk model. I wish they had that. That'd be super helpful. There's like 20 books. So they're just starting to get into it. Just starting. I am wholly unaware of this. So this one's gonna be like that. There's the foot. That's a foot. Everyone, that's a foot. A leg. Okay, the thing about the foot, I lied. It's a leg. Something like that, and then okay, we have a bone to pick with these people you're living with, as in like your sister. No, that's not right. Okay, they've got the really rounded legs there. I'm trying not to overdo it. You have a Brita pitcher that you fill with water. Oh yeah, Brita fights are real. They don't mind drinking from it, but they never fill it up. Yeah, Brita rage is real. Maybe if I do it like this and then do it like that. No. Maybe more like this. Yeah, that seems more natural. The other one was like, Chip is dislocating his leg to reach out to his friend. So I said to heck with those people, and I bought a Brita water bottle. By the way, Frank, I was gonna say, I saw the new Blob Fathers that you did, and I liked them a lot. So, that's a good job on that. But that's not an eraser. That's not an eraser. Oh, and I forgot to turn time-lapse on, too. Because I always forget to turn time-lapse on. It's kind of my thing. Which ones did you see? I already put it on my LinkedIn. I feel like there's some truth, some hard truths in that one. Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I can't name them all off the top of my head. It's like through 9. Yeah, the LinkedIn one I thought was probably the one that just made me laugh the most immediately. Also the It's Online genius was pretty funny. That one also got me. Well, I don't know. I feel like this leg is going to be the death of me. It's too much Uncanny Valley. Junior is mean to his poor father. I mean, how I described it before, like that he's also kind of, the father's a little bit lazy on some things, but in a funny, not tragically neglectful way. That one was controversial on Reddit. Oh no. Not the Redditors. Wait, what if I do it like that, where the other leg, like that, and then this leg is like up here? Wow, this is just evolving into a bunch of unorganized scribbles. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. That's how we roll over here. But I'll erase this, erase this, erase this. Bigger eraser. So were people thinking, I guess, what part of it was found to be controversial? I kind of like that. He's like reaching back crossbody. It's a little unnatural, but it's not too much. It started a war on what people call the garbage receptacle. Dumpster versus garbage can. Oh, I didn't even think of that. It was a huge conversation. I love this. This is great. I would have never expected that. So this leg needs to move back. This pencil layer is looking more like a sketch layer as we go. Your team garbage can now. Now I want to keep that line of motion going, but I might move this a little bit, give the leg a little bit more length, although not so much that it becomes uncanny and looks like a human in a chip costume. Nope, that's the wrong tool, Jeff. Hey. And you get a fluffy chipmunk tail this way that you wouldn't have gotten the other way. Oh, that might be a solution. The legs are small though. They're too small. So, don't at me, but I find both acceptable, especially because in some instances, if you live, say, in an apartment complex, you might have a literal dumpster. Whereas if you live in a house, you know, people more commonly say trash can, but it serves the same purpose. Remembering how you would shake people down for money at the gas station? To bail your dog out of jail for murder? Sorry, is that too soon? Is it too soon? You take donations for Children's Miracle Network every couple months. Right. Wait, what just happened? Okay. Don't mind me just deleting my layer. You had a routine? It's like... Would you like to make a $1 donation to Children's Miracle Network? Okay, it didn't delete my selection. Yay! Alright. I have at least convinced myself that this could work. It could work. No? Oh, come on. It's for the kids. Checks out. This is just my favorite thing. What is happening on this channel? This music channel, that is. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant the sick and dying kids that never fail to get a donation. Yes. I mean, really, what's going to evoke sympathy in people's hearts better? even if you don't personally like kids, like, I'm clearly partial to children. I get along with them and enjoy them. I have 2 of my own. They're great. But even the hypothetical person who is not a fan of children, like, you get on some level that, like, kids are about as innocent as you can get in terms of, like, they did nothing to obtain these illnesses. This was not, you know, so you want to help them out. It makes sense. Are you telling me? I remember this girl was like, stop, you're making me feel like a monster. I said, good, you're telling me you can't spare $1 to save poor Timmy? It's like you pull a kid out from behind the register. Tell Timmy to his face. Oh man, this Dale. Coming out well enough that I almost want to do this piece again. I loved it because I got to be mean for a good reason. Checks out. Checks out. Did I say checks out all the time? I feel like I say checks out all the time. Aggressive donations. Oh, excuse me, man. I remember this girl showed up and asked for the store phone. And after a while, she asked me if I knew a locksmith. And I asked why. Just curious. I think everyone should know one. I asked why, and she said, okay, I'll tell you, but don't make fun of me. And I said, I would never make fun of you. And she said I locked my keys in my car. I think we all know what's coming here. I'm just gonna give him oven mitt hands right now. That's what I'm gonna do. Oven mitt hands it is. Alright, let's what do these robot dogs look like? Oh my god, how embarrassing. I turned to my coworker Sherry and said, hey Sherry, she locked her keys in her car. And you know what's fun is when you snap off your key in the ignition of your car. That's awesome times. Then I walked outside and I broke into her car for her. How fast does like the thankfulness turn into like concern or alarm? All right, I'm gonna draw this robot dog's face now. It's a little cute robot face. It's got a triangle nose. And 2 sweet little glowing yellow eyes. It goes kind of something like this. And then we got a little thing, and then bells off into the razor sharp killing teeth. Oh, it was like a 2004 Corolla. Okay, so maybe not as full featured in the security department as more modern cars. can access the trunk release through the bottom of the driver's seat. You literally just need something long to hit the button. Not bad, wow. Then she said, don't make fun of me. And did you say I would never? Her trunk was full of garbage. You know, people gonna people. You know, I think is really interesting in this picture is that the inside of the robot dog's mouth is red in the cover art or the box art, and it's a robot. So that means someone made the decision to literally paint the inside of the robot dog's mouth red. You asked her if she was homeless. Is the story gonna take a sad turn? Are we going there? Okay. Little robot doggy ears going. Okay. No, she was just a weirdo, haha. Oh, Frank. Your story is really... It's a real journey. There's some good stories tonight from you and Janos. Man. Thanks for keeping me entertained. I should have gotten her number. I mean, you know, it's a really good meet cute, honestly. I think was there a Hallmark movie? There's probably a Hallmark movie that started off that way. He had to empty her garbage from her trunk so she could crawl inside. She walked back inside and gave you $20. Oh, that was really nice. Okay. Aw. I like that. I like how this story ended. I can't accept this and donate it for the kids. That's a sweet story. It's kind of got just kind of a generic little curve going on here. I might draw it back towards, you know, the actual body. Then there's like this little piece here. Kind of like a cylinder-ish design going here with like a shoulder plate for where it would connect. Like that. Okay. And a gigantic oversized screw, as you do. Like the extendo dog tail, kind of a coil, and then like the little beep beep boop antenna tail. So many people lock their keys in their car at the gas station. Even on your days off, coworkers would call you in to help people open their cars. Aw, and that's... Yeah, I think that's nice. You have a particular skill set. Maybe more like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, how do I feel about this right now? I remember being called in my days off. Well, I can read. Really, it's happening. I remember being called in on my day off because this couple locked their keys in their car. I was like, just watch for cops. And I unlocked their truck in like 30 seconds. But if it's their truck, why we just be like, listen, officer, our friend is just helping us, or This kind employee came to our aid. I mean, okay, so clearly I got a little bit lazy drawing the background here, because it's not, drawing it flat doesn't entirely jive with the angle of the motion of the picture, so I would have to do something there. Oh, because you need to be licensed. Plus you would technically be in possession of burglary tools. Ooh. Wait. So there are specialized tools that you have that aid you in all this? Perhaps locksmith-like tools? Clearly this is not my area of expertise. Okay. I'm gonna adjust this so we get a little bit of that sweeping line of motion through the piece. A Slim Jim works wonders. Didn't put that in the commercials. Both the snack and the tool. Not me sitting here thinking you were literally just making a joke about the snack, not realizing there was a tool. The closest I ever came to actually being able to pick a lock was when my freshman year in the dorm, we shared a bathroom with the dorm room across. So there were two doors, and they would very frequently lock us out of the bathroom and then like leave by accident. I trust that it was all in good faith. So I did learn how to jimmy that door open with a credit card, but that was about it. I always wanted one of the airbags that cracks open the door. All you need to do is Google how to unlock a vehicle without keys. Fair. It makes sense. You'd think that I would have looked at something like that up out of curiosity, but no, I'm not yet done that. Okay. So kind of square rear end thing going on. I'm just gonna draw. There's the leg there. Don't mind me just zooming all around here. Not quite on the leg there. So it's gonna come out from underneath. Something like that. Something like that. He's just running it full bore. Oh, because you knew, because you would always lock your keys in your truck. Oh, you're on a date with a girl at her house. Okay. That's too big. Draw the pattern a little bit. Okay. Oh, well, that's a twist. Found out. Okay. So after the date, you're like, it's been great, I should head out now. And you locked the keys in your truck and you were stuck there. Oh, no. Yeah, that's not great timing, huh? Alright. So actually this needs to be more out here. Get that like in there. I'm gonna tidy this up ever so slightly. Just for my own benefit for reading it. Here's the tail. Not the cleanest of cleans, but it'll work. And that was where I learned to break in cars. I stole a wire hanger from them and pushed my lock up. So like that one I've seen in movies and kind of was vaguely aware was a thing. And the next day she's like, he stole my hanger. So you just like walk in and be like, grab it and then just like walk out? How does that work? Or do you just ask to borrow it and then not return it? Okay. I'm good on references right now on this one. Okay, you just didn't return it. I may even further move these slightly up and to the right. I feel like that gets our composition about where we want it to be. And then really it's just figuring out the background composition. Because I would probably want it to be more, you know, something along these lines. And so you'd have like the fence and like the building would probably, maybe like this. So you have the fence coming through. Come on. Maybe the trash can lid is what he's jumping on, as featured in the box art. And you've got like totally normal stacks of crates littering the street, as you do. Another trash can here. Nope. Yeah, after you uncoil them, it's not really that useful. Oh, you know what? In relation, also that is a And if I put it here, this, nope. So maybe the base of the trash can be something like that. Something like that. So maybe more boxes here. Something like that. Also, yeah, the dog should definitely be bigger. Right now it's about the same size as Chip, which a giant robot dog is not the same size as a chipmunk. What did I? Well, that does give a little bit more of a sense of impending danger. Okay. I'll name this layer. Gonna grab more chicken pot pie and eat around the back. So you're gonna eat 10% based on your previous reporting. You're gonna eat 10% of the chicken pot pie. Am I shaking that light? Or am I shaking myself and the light looks like it's shaking? Folks, I may be slightly tired. Maybe ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Alright. Because then the buildings had like... Yeah, the windows. Those big old square windows. And their telephone poles too. That was another common feature in there. Maybe another window in here. Drop the brick texture on there. This will be like a fence, clearly. Clearly from my sketching. Draw the texture in there. You got your, trash can texture. And draw maybe like the big power pole in there. Jumping platforms, just like real power poles have, of course. Hey, Janice. Glad you're still here. How you doing? Enjoying a little bit of chill time? That is the fill bucket. That is not the eraser. That's the eraser. Not gonna lie, you really want to sleep? It's like 10 o'clock your time, right? Like, it is very reasonable sleep time right now. Very entirely reasonable sleep time. If you're tired, you should sleep. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I wasn't sure about this at first. I still, like, I love a lot of the other games as well. This composition is much more compelling to me. You're gonna go to sleep at 7? But you're really bad at sticking to your word when it comes to your own benefit. Same. So what if I can help be your accountability buddy? And I think, I love having you here in chat and it's great, but you should go to bed. Tomorrow, Janos will thank you today, Janos, for it. You still have time for a good early to bed time, so you should totally go for it. Back before I was fortunate enough to work remotely, and I had an hour-long commute every morning to get into the office, it was not uncommon for me to attempt to set mental times at which I was going to go to bed and then fail utterly. I'm like, oh, cool, it's like midnight, it's like 1 o'clock, and I have to get up in like 6 hours or less and scramble out the door to, catch a bus to get to the office. So I feel the pain. Tomorrow Janos is gonna not remember the me Janos. He'll be too busy hating tomorrow. Why does tomorrow Janos gotta hate any Janos? Unless, like, today Janos put tax in tomorrow Janos' chair, then maybe that's something to be irritated about. But otherwise, like, I don't know. We'll see. Then it's okay. Then there's no need. Ask tomorrow Janos. I can try. Yeah. I mean, I don't usually stream on Fridays, but Twitch.tv does have messaging. If I'm not mistaken, that's the eraser, Jeff. You're drawing with the eraser. You madman. Okay. This is okay. This is okay. I dare say I like this one. It's going to save all open things. Or it won't. Just kidding. That's not what. That's my warm-up. That's the one I wanted to save as well. Although I save because I already drew this, but it's telling me I changed it because I selected, so I'm going to save anyway, even though I did nothing. Okay. I am clearly not going to start another set of pencils 2 hours into stream. Waggy building a time machine to go ask Tomorrow Janos why he's more upset at Tomorrow Janos than Today Janos. I mean, if Today Janos is kind to Tomorrow Janos by helping Tomorrow Janos come in with more sleep, he might look more favorably on Today Janos and Tomorrow Janos, because also there's less reasons to be irritated when you've gotten a good night's sleep. So tell you what, I love the feeling of the Mario Sunshine picture. I'm a little intimidated because I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful waterscape, and also you've got a big city off in the distance, and I'm sure that's all going to be really complicated to draw and color correctly. But I really love the composition of it. I don't actually know what I just said right now. I'm also super tired. Good point, but counterpoint. What the hell did you even just say now? I don't know. I think the point was that you should probably get some sleep. And also, if you can avoid hating yourself in the current time, that's a good thing. Bro, it's delirious time. Yes, that's true. That's true. Very true. You don't hate yourself. That's good. Okay. Just making sure, because you said that Tomorrow Janos was going to hate Tomorrow Janos. I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm a little bit lost, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm really trying to think. So how can I talk to Tomorrow Janos and tell Tomorrow Janos not to hate Tomorrow Janos? Unless you're just Thanos in disguise and, do the snap. And that's, that's not great. But I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. I'm really not making any sense right now. Sounds like a task for tomorrow, Waggy. Yeah. Yeah. Neither am I. It's nonsense time. Whee! Nothing has any consequence. Just kidding. That's from Loki. Have you watched Loki? It's so good. It's so good. All right, I'm just staring at this, and I should either start something or I should wrap up. And judging that I'm pretty happy with this piece, I should probably just end on a positive note. I'm going to turn on time lapse so that when I start recording or start drawing again, it'll all, be there. But this came out, I'm pretty happy with this. This is much more compelling to me than it was otherwise. Not a fan of the Marvel shows, not because they're bad, but just because you don't like TV shows. Or you don't like the Marvel. Yeah, well, a lot of them were movies, right? And then especially COVID happened, and they're like, well, crud, we need to rethink how we do this, or, we're not sure people are going to come out right now. So they're like, well, let's just split it out. I don't know anymore. I lost my accent there at the end. But yeah, a lot of them were planned out to be movies, and they shifted the format, probably also partially for production costs. I had to be honest with you, I kind of love them as shows myself, because they you get more, right? Like they're not trying to pack that amount of story into 2.5 hours. They're like, you know, they're giving you a little bit extra. Yes, you should sleep. I also should probably sleep at some point. I think I'm done with art. I'm glad I at least got something done. I was enjoying the chatting and didn't get started on this till late, but glad we got somewhere. I am gonna go to just chatting now, and here I am. I probably should sleep, but yes, hear me out. Oh wait, maybe you're talking about the movie thing. Okay, I'm good. Everything's fine. I'm fine. So sadly, I failed to turn on the time lapse again, so I don't have a good time lapse to show of it. But you know, hey, I did record this whole thing, so that's nice. I was trying to figure out if it might be cool to edit together some streams, like, because I can pull everything off of YouTube, like, and actually edit together chunks of streams to show progress on like a single piece across like a whole bunch of streams, like condense it down so it's not like, here YouTube, here's 2 to 3 hours of me talking and drawing. That might be fun. You know, in all of my spare time, you know, if I could add hours to the day, there's so much that I would love to do. But anyway, I'm hearing you out. There's more, right? Unless you went to sleep. You are today's Waggy, but if you go to sleep, you'll become tomorrow's Waggy and never fulfill yesterday's Waggy. You'll never get the time to truly understand what it meant to be today's Waggy, and now you're stuck being tomorrow's Waggy instead of enjoying the yesterday Waggy you were meant to enjoy. I also happen to enjoy reading blank papers? Blank papers? Like a blank piece of paper? I just got confused again. I mean, the previous paragraph was I get what you're saying though. It's like that you're always changing, so you can never have the time to appreciate where you are in the moment. But you can still try to be in the moment, and then if you know, you know. I don't think I do, but you do. That's not at all what I was going for. I just wanted to confuse myself. Did it work? I mean, I do feel confused. But hey, good for you. I don't even know, so I think so. It is indeed that time of night. There's gotta be an emoji for this. There's gotta be an emoji. I'm looking through all the emojis. How do I do what I do? Is that what I'm feeling right now? Corgi derp. Am I feeling corgi derp? Wee. You know, we could just do this all day. Just send across the emoji. I do so many do's. Do you do the do? Yeah, well, hey, yeah, Frank, I'm going to wrap it up soon. I've stopped making sense. And as you may have seen from chat, Janos also has stopped making sense. And right now, My do cannot do, and I wonder how I do what I normally do, despite right now I clearly seem like someone that can't do. Do you do what I'm doing? Yes? Yes? Yes, I think so. You no good vermin. I know. You know, I wasn't gonna stream without. I wasn't gonna end stream without waiting until you came back. But now you're here, so bye. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Wouldn't that have been something to just completely cut stream right that second? Super clutch. There's so many emojis. I'm really trying to find what I'm going for here. Emotes. Oh my gosh. I swear I've been on Twitch before. You're done, you monster. Well, I did switch back to just chatting because I was like, I finished. Oh well, let me just do this. I finished the sketch, the pencils, the initial go at pencils, and it was a lot more compelling than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm like, okay, this is workable. I could do this one. I like this. I like this piece. I wasn't sure how well I'd be able to pull it off, but this is pretty. I'm pretty happy with this. So I'll probably do at least one more game, pencils, because I like all of them, and I want to do all the things always. Much like Genos, I do want to do what I do, but don't do that I do that don't. Am I doing that right? I don't think I'm doing that right. But so that's where we ended up with it, and I'm pretty happy. And when I finished drawing the pencil layer, I turned on the record time lapse. But I wish I'd done it first. But at least I'll have it to replay after I do some more solid pencils and lines. No, I think you're doing it better than me. I don't know. I honestly don't know. What I meant to say was, oh boy, here we go. Do we not have a Mountain Dew emote? How do we not have a Mountain Dew emote? I'm so disappointed. Do the dew? No. Nope. Nothing. Oh my gosh, this year when we were on the road trip, I made it a point to get Mountain Dew for the first time in years, and it was it was exactly what I remembered it to be, which actually in that case was good. I liked it, but yeah. Because Mountain Dew is nasty. You know, there are certain times in your life where you're like, yeah, Mountain Dew sounds good to me right now. I think you're doing the do better than I can doing the do. Unbiased take. Okay. Mountain Dew. Yeah. Okay, I want to hear the explanation, but also, yes, I agree with you. It is the best, worst soda ever. I drank so much Mountain Dew as a kid. And that's why I'm not 6 feet tall. No, that's not why. But maybe. My NBA dreams were dashed. I could have been draining threes right now, man. Also, while you're typing, fun story. When I was in college, my friend and I found you can boil down Mountain Dew, and it becomes this really great sugar. So we boiled it down. We got like Baja Blast, Code Red, and the green one. Is Baja Blast blue? Anyway, and we boiled them down, and we made little foil Triforce molds, and we poured them in, and we froze them, and we made a really good Mountain Dew Triforce, guys. It was pretty awesome. The base normal Mountain Dew is terrible. Like, it's the worst. Nobody wants it. I'd rather do the Coke than the do. But it has the best alternate flavors in soda history. Code Red, Voltage. Voltage. I haven't had Voltage. I remember Code Red. I liked Code Red. It had been like 10 years, so having regular Mountain Dew was actually kind of satisfying. But Voltage, that I saw that one at Taco Bell. Like, I'd rather have every other alternative flavor of Mountain Dew than any other soda on the planet because it's undeniably great. Okay. So, it's been a long time since I've had any of the alternates, but I remember liking Code Red, but I can buy this. I'm gonna order a bunch of Red Bulls for your kids. Why would you do? Is this because of my Mountain Dew take? Is this what I've wrought? Honestly, sometimes I feel like it would slow them down. What? But I don't drink a lot of soda, I should say. Like literally about one or two sodas a year. I mostly drink water and coffee. Coffee has a lot more caffeine, which is nice. Red Bulls are terrible. That's another one I haven't had in a very, very long time. And also, I didn't get the impression that Frank was trying to do me or my children a kindness here. Drink a soda now. I don't have one. Don't be a coward. I have no sodas to drink right now. I did drink coffee before this stream, at least. And that's about as close as I get. I drink coffee at 9:30 p.m. on Thursday nights because that's what helps me be intelligible here on stream. Like a true overworked, depressed adult. No. You want to know overworked and depressed? I drink my coffee cold from a mason jar. No, I'm not actually depressed though. I'm good. But I do because it's quicker to get to the coffee that way. I pour out the leftover coffee at night into a jar, and then it's just ready to go in the morning. If you were dedicated, you would go out and buy one right now. Are you okay? I'm good, actually. I figured you meant Waggy and autocorrect struck. I'm good. Yeah, it just turns out, especially with energetic children who are morning people and you're not a morning person, having the fastest possible access to caffeine is very clutch. So I'm good. And really that I think I'll take like a bit of it right away and then I'll make like a protein shake with the rest of it and it's good. It's good. You're so real for that. Thank you. Thank you. Me neither, really, if I can avoid it. But sometimes life is like, oh, guess what? You're an honorary morning person. You live in this world now. You wake up at 5 a.m. for Locos. I've never had that for Locos. Yeah, when I first started commuting, I was getting up at like 5:30. And I don't remember a lot of that time. I very quickly realized like, okay, I want to be like a good, it was right when I started my first job out of college and like, I'm going to be the professional guy. I'm going to get in at 8 a.m. Look at me. And it's like, no, people come into the office later than that. You don't have to like, you can get up later and get in at like 9. If it's your day off, you're laying in bed till 12. Used to do a lot of energy drinks, but not so good. I can believe it. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that, especially just like like a lot of them have sugar in them as well as like lots of caffeine and other stuff. Yeah. Actually, I got a really good piece of advice. I still occasionally remember it. Back when I used to work like sales and stuff in high school, which was like, don't do caffeine. If you need an energy pickup, go to the machine and get like an orange juice or like an apple juice because it's got the sugar, which will give you a quick energy burst, but it's not going to give you the major caffeine crash that like a caffeinated soda would do. When am I coming back to visit? When am I coming to Colorado? I do think I have a trip coming next year, again, for work. It's going to be semi-regular, but sugar does not give energy. It's a myth. The difference between coffee and energy drinks is one validates you and the other violates you. I've never heard it phrased that way before, but I believe it. Yeah, I can't do energy drinks, or I choose not to. Sugar gives dopamine. Which excites kids and makes them seem energetic. No, I mean, there's the glucose, right? There's sucrose. I think the juices tend to have a natural sugar that's a little bit different, but it does give you some energy fuel. You just don't like sugar? I mean, that's good. That's kind of a healthy thing. If you're there, it kind of helps you avoid a lot of pitfalls. You're a buyout. Listen, I don't claim to be an expert, first off, but I thought you were a programmer? I'm an adult. Everything I taste needs to be bitter. That is edgy. I promise I'm a happy person. You can be like edgy happy, right? That's a thing. So wait, Frank, are you really a biologist? I did not know this. You know I am because I keep tarantulas, swords, I'm edgy. Okay, Jeff, I'm gonna come clean. I'm a therapist. Sorry, I thought there was more coming. If there was not, then that was a really dramatic pause on my part. Now, how does that make you feel? It makes me feel like am doing the do, but I don't do the not doing. Is this... I demand you put an F on the... Not that way. I know my directions. So you want this box to say fart? Is that where we're going with it? I could have been like, you want the box to say art? That would be pretty funny. Well, if I just block it, you can always imagine that the F is there. Like, I can't see for sure. It's probably really okay. Do it, coward. No, I refuse to use my imagination. You need to do it. Not tonight. I'm not gonna. I do find that hilarious, though. Sending caffeine powder to your kids. They don't need it. They would take it and be like, what is this? This is boring. I'm starting to think that Frank is trying to poison your kids. telling them to mix the caffeine powder with their hot chocolate. It's just hot cocoa. It does seem like he's got an angle there. So, okay, so story time. When you were delivering mail, someone ordered a newspaper that was all comics. So it's just like the funnies. No serious grown-up person news. I mean, this sounds like a win. I feel like everyone should read something like this at least once a week. Called The Funny Times. Is this really a thing? I believe you, and I want to know more. Funny Times. At Funny Times, we think goofing off is serious business. For nearly 40 years, we've been the nation's leading cartoon and humor newspaper. We are 100% independent, ad-free, and lovingly edited by real weirdo humans like you. Life's too short to be bummed out. In this dumpster file of a media landscape, Funny Times is a beacon of good vibes, biting satire, and uplifting laughter. This is fun. I'm trying to remember. $3. $3 what? Is that the subscription? That's fun. Okay. Or for just $28 or 10 print issues. Oh, that's fun. Cool. And now I'm going to read what Janos typed because I think I've saved up my energy. I'm trying to remember what I was going to do because I was going to go do a do, but I did a forgore and forgored what I was going to do. And now I'm going to do a figure out what do I needed to do because we did a did. Yes. I think you are going to go to sleep. Gonna beg for them to accept Loosey Goosey or Blobfather? Yeah. They only send out one paper a month. Yeah. Seems like they're saying, it looked like they were suggesting 10 issues a year. That was a fever dream. Speaking of dreams. That's a pretty, you should, like, the only thing is you have to be willing to commit to the deadline life cycle. We buy one-time publication rights and do not require exclusives. Your work is ultimately yours to keep. We pay upon publication, not acceptance, and the rates are $30 to $50 per cartoon based on reproduction size, and $75 for each for story. You'll even get a complimentary subscription to Funny Times and some serious bragging rights. Hey, that's pretty cool. You should do it, Frank. I mean, I'm sitting here being like, yeah, this could be really cool. But I guess just sending it out, like if you're doing individual submissions, it's not so bad. You're not committing to like a syndicated thing. I was gonna say like, oh, deadline life can really be frustrating. Totally, you should. That would be awesome. And I think Blobfather and Loosey Goosey, they're both like the right tone for this kind of thing. Send 3 to 5 of your funniest comics. That's fun, man. Who knew that delivering mail was actually doing research for your burgeoning comics career? By the way, Frank, I don't know if you noticed how purple we are tonight. We are celebrating November being National Epilepsy Awareness Month. So that's why that's going on. They said that, stories. The funniest you've ever written should be 500 to 700 words. don't send us things that aren't funny. We won't publish them. Okay, fair. Team name. Yeah. I think I mentioned before, but my son has epilepsy, so we've become fairly well acquainted with epilepsy and seizures, and so very many doctors in the last few years. So it's a cause that's really near and dear to my heart. It's a direct impact in our lives now. So. Waggy wog woog wag. Your Twitch viewer bot subscription will soon expire. To continue using our services, please renew your account by logging into your account, and from the homepage go to My Account, Whammy Janos Bot Status. Renew subscription. This message will repeat until the end of your subscription in 72 hours. Thank you for your dedicated torture. You know, honestly, it's convincing enough that I was like, wait, is Janos a bot? No. What? If you still want to mail your submission, please send hard copy printouts of high-res images. Please don't send your originals. We're awfully clumsy with our coffee. We accept both single and multi-panel formats, color, black and white. The reproduction is nearly always in black and white. Imagine if I was, you'll never know. I actually was imagining that with like a cool digital effect going on, like cutting in and out. It's true, I wouldn't. I mean, bots are reasonably intelligent these days, and there's a lot that we can do with AI. And what is Twitch TV if not just a gigantic data sample to test and find out? You could be the most convincing bot ever with stories about knives and your real human blood and the fun, awesome human activities that you do. Very convincing. Yes, but can I convince you I'm not ready for this? Not ready to do the do that you didn't do, or the don't do that you did? I'm sure this joke is going to get old eventually, but I'm good with it for now. You're sending them my comics? No, you've got your own funny comics. Hey. Submitted by Fragworks. That way I get credit if they're fun. Except there is a video of me making them from scratch and talking about them, and you saying I'm going to take them. How do you know that I'm not the AI? They say look at the teeth in AI images. That's traditionally a hard to replicate spot. It's getting better now for generative AI, but or perhaps we all are, and this is a simulation. I'll just copy the video but put my face over it. Checks out. Seems legit. Don't get disappointed if rejected. It's just Jeff's not funny stuff. It's cool. Or maybe even worse, it's all real. I mean, it's just National Epilepsy Awareness Month, so it's a chance to spread awareness. You know, there's walks and fundraising activities and stuff as well that help people with epilepsy. But I know for me, even though it's, I guess, 1 in 24 people in the U.S. have epilepsy, at least that's the last statistic I heard. Like, I never saw a seizure until my son had one. And then there's so many different presentations, I might not even have known. I may have seen them and not even known that it was a seizure in people. So I think there's a lot of good that can be done by just spreading awareness and opening up the conversation topic and directing people to even like brief resources to get to know a little bit more about it. Medication support programs, stuff like that. It's not, I don't know if it's directly for medications. Like there's fundraisers, like one of the biggest ones in the US is the Epilepsy Association or Epilepsy Foundation, which is just, you know, www.epilepsy.com. They have a lot better description of what they do than I do. I can read it, but also I can just drop it in the chat, their link. And yeah, okay, so for example, they say here, for the funds that they raise, they use it to train people in seizure recognition and first aid. They raise money for epilepsy research, which that's a huge one. And also, you know, having ambassadors and advocates just to help again, bring it out there so people are aware of it, aware of what seizures can look like, and aware of what they can do to help if they're around a epileptic person that has a seizure. So yeah, there's a whole lot, you know, they have, you know, you can take training that they provide on seizure first aid. Yeah, there's just a whole lot. I recommend if you're curious about exactly what they do, and this is just one organization. There's tons of other epilepsy groups out there. Well, not tons. There's several other ones out there, and Epilepsy Foundation is just one of the bigger ones. My shirt basically has your name on it, Frank Fatales. And technically it's frame, but it works. Frank Fatales. All right, Janos, you should get some rest. Definitely. You still have time to call it an early night. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out. You're putting me in charge. In charge of what? I didn't ask for this responsibility. I'm the boss. That's right. You do the do, but don't not do the do. Yeah, it's almost 11. It's almost 1 here, so I should probably sleep. Sleep is good. Now write a blob father. Or not. I'm gonna need to come to this challenge, Frank, when I've got more of an awake brain. 4 panels. First 2 are set up. You're making me want to not do the do by doing the do we discussed we didn't do. 3rd is the setup for the punchline. All right, go do the do. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. You got this. I make them in like 10 minutes. So you want to know my secret is that I like to draw, but I'm not that great at writing. Not sleeping. Focusing brain powers. Okay, I think kids being frustrated. Coffee could work. I was almost gonna go something with kids being frustrated about dad jokes. So panel 1 would be something like Blobfather makes like a very obvious, very common dad joke. I'll come back and think about what that should be. With the kid in the room. And they have like an obvious look of disgust on their face. And then panel 2, the kid's gonna like call him out. Like, why do you always do that? Those jokes are so bad, corny. Something like that. Okay, 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 okay. I swear I'm gonna just do this real fast, and then we're gonna cut stream. But just gonna really quickly rough this out. So I'm not even gonna draw the pictures really, just kind of like a conceptual map. Right, so 1 dad joke. Like the developments, thumbnails. Why you do? Obviously, these aren't final words. And so then clearly he's going to be coming in with some sort of, you know, hand on shoulder, fatherly moment. Saying something sort of heartfelt. And it's going to, of course, devolve into just a dad joke. That's a dad joke face if I ever saw one. And then the kid is just going to scream in frustration, rage. Heartfelt. That's close enough to a word. Heartfelt sentiment, ... dad joke, screaming. This is my template. But even as a dad, I do not have the dad joke brain power tonight to finish this. It's like, I'm bugged when you make dad jokes. Yeah, I'm thinking there's gotta be some word in here. I do use that one a lot with the kids. And it usually gets the look from them. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's socializing them, right? They know you love them and would do literally just about like anything for them. But you know, you have that bond, so you razz them a little bit, and that way they can grow a little bit of a thick skin to be able to handle it. But never mean. Never mean. Just teasing. What if it was like, He makes the dad joke here, and this one he's like, "Why do you say those jokes? They're so corny." And he's like, "I'm sorry you feel that way. I think they're amazing." Like M-A-I-Z-E, like Spanish for corn. Is there an E at the end? Maybe just yeah. I think that's it. And the kid just screams. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's my submission for Blobfather. I still don't have a dad joke for the first panel, but that's what I got. That's all I got tonight. If you want to work with it, you're welcome to grab that one. That's fine. I'm gonna close it out. I release you, servant. Glad to be of service. Get away. Oh. It's good. Well, yeah, it's time. It's time. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be a very tired human tomorrow. But I enjoyed hanging out tonight. This was fun. Thanks, Frank. Thanks for coming by. Thanks, any lurkers out there. I stand by my policy. You can lurk safely here. I'm not going to call you out unless you want me to. When you say, "Hey, Jeff, call me out," and then I'll do it. It's good. I hope you get a stain on your drawing glove and it gets crusty. I do wash it. I'm not a complete monster. Maybe not weekly, but I do wash it. But yeah, so for anyone joining me here tonight, thank you. Thank you, as always, Frank. It's always fun, and your story times are kind of amazing, even if sometimes they're sad and involve lots of chicken murder. It's got old Jeff skin on it. Flaky Jeff skin. Well, now I'm gonna go wash it. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making it all the way to the end. Good on you. Miss Lily. Yeah. I hope you get back to her soon. I hope there's a truce between Lily and your dad and the chickens, and they can all just live in peace, and she'll be, you can get back and see her. But yeah, I will be back next Thursday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, as I typically do stream at that time. We will continue to purple out for National Epilepsy Awareness Month. Yeah, I recommend check out epilepsy.com, the Epilepsy Foundation website, just to learn some basic signs of seizures and how they can look. They may not look like what you think they look like. Not every seizure is someone falling to the floor and shaking. They can present very differently, and learn what to do and how to be helpful and how to support folks with epilepsy. I need to quit my job and stream. I don't think that's going to support my family. I'd love to stream more, but I'm not quitting my job anytime soon. But I've thought I'm looking for chances, but it's hard. It's hard. Life is full but good. Whoa. Get a seizure infection. Now, this is not something that I've heard of. I know infections can trigger seizures. But in seizure infection, I'm not familiar with. Oh, yeah. Yeah, lack of sleep for many epileptic folks is a big trigger, is something I've learned. Dehydration can be a big trigger. Even like a common cold can increase the likelihood for seizure. It depends on how well managed your seizures are, but yeah. Is English your second language? I mean, I didn't know this. Really? So what is your first language? I like languages, so I'm very curious. I'm not great at a lot of languages, but first language is the language of... I walked right into that one. Right into it. Wow. Walked right into it. All right. Get rickrolled, grandpa. Get wrecked, nerd. Okay. All right. Well played, sir. I'm going to call it. I need sleep. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, as always, Frank. I will see you next week. Have a good week. Take care, everybody. And yeah, see you next week. Good night.